A man is cleaning the stairs when a young woman comes up the stairs telling the man to get out of the way. The man says he is cleaning and the young woman kicks a coffee cup down the stairs telling him to clean more. It all starts when the secretary goes to talk to his boss. The boss asks where the young woman who is going to work with them today is. He says she is late. The secretary says he will call the young woman to find out why she is late. Then the secretary goes to his desk. He picks up his cell phone and enters the young woman's phone number. He calls her, and when the young woman answers, he asks her what happened that the young woman hasn't arrived yet. He says that the boss has already asked about her. The young woman greets the man and says that she is in traffic. She says that she will be there in a moment and apologizes for the delay. The secretary says he will tell his boss and says goodbye. Then the secretary goes to the chief's office and says that he just spoke to the young woman and that she explained that she was in traffic. The boss says he's going to have a cup of coffee while the young woman arrives. The secretary says he can get the coffee, but the boss says he will get it himself. Minutes later, the boss returns with his coffee, but stumbles and knocks some of it over on the stairs. He, who has gone out to cool off, ends up getting angry. The boss says that now he will have to clean up the mess. So he takes off his shirt so that it doesn't get dirty when he is cleaning the stairs. He leaves his shirt hanging on the ladder. Then he takes off his watch too and puts it in his pocket. Finally, he takes a handkerchief out of his pocket and bends down to wipe the steps. Then, while the boss is cleaning the stairs, the young woman who was late arrives and walks up the stairs telling the man to get out of the way. The boss says he is cleaning and the young woman kicks a coffee cup down the stairs telling him to clean more. The boss watches the arrogant and rude young woman walking up the stairs. He goes back to cleaning. Then a young man comes down the stairs and tells the man to leave it there, that he can clean up. The man says that the boy doesn't need to clean up. He says to leave it right there because he is going to take care of some business and then come back to finish cleaning up. The boy says that's right and leaves. Then the young woman enters the chief's office, greets the secretary, and asks where the chief is. The secretary says that the boss has gone out for coffee and should be back soon. The young woman says that she felt like getting a cup of coffee too. Then the boss enters the room and the young woman tells the man to go get her a cup of coffee, and with sugar. As soon as the boss leaves, the secretary asks why the young woman spoke to the man like that. She says that the man is the employee. Meanwhile, the boss leaves the room disapproving of the young woman's attitude. He puts his shirt back on. Then the boss enters the room and the secretary apologizes, saying that the young woman had a misunderstanding. The young woman asks if he is the boss. The chief answers yes and says that the secretary can rest assured that it is not his fault. The young woman apologizes and says that if she had known he was the boss, she would not have treated him like that. The boss says that, first of all, the young woman is late and has no responsibility to the schedule. He goes on to say that the young woman is rude and doesn't treat people well. He says that in his company everyone is treated equally regardless of professional hierarchy, and that it does not tolerate disrespect. The young woman apologizes again. She promises that if the boss lets her work there, it will never happen again. She says that everything will be different. The man smiles and says that the young woman can stop that. He says that the matter is over and she can leave. The young woman leaves angrily and the boss says she is rude. The secretary apologizes. The boss says it's okay and asks about the boy who had just left. The secretary says that the boy went there to leave his resume, and the boss tells the secretary to call the boy and hire him. Then the secretary calls the boy and says that he is going to be hired. The boy asks if he is serious. He thanks him very much for the position. After he hangs up the phone, the boy celebrates.